Hey guys, this is Vi from Violet Press. I'm going to give you a demonstration of the Zoho platform we've set up this year. Last year, I began really searching for a way to manage a lot of the manual work I was doing. I was entering customers into our CRM, into email and snail mail lists, then into accounting to send invoices, into various shipping platforms, and then I was managing my inventory manually, and I felt that I was just spending all of my days doing this. So I decided that it had to end. I began frantically researching options, and I was really disappointed to find that there really wasn't much out there. Systems like Stitch Labs were astronomically priced and had far more features than I needed, and still didn't integrate well with a CRM or accounting programs because it uses third-party integrations, and so you don't have any control to make tweaks over how information flows, and it still wasn't doing what I wanted to do, not to mention that you had to pay for each of those individual platforms. And then I found Zoho. I was really thrilled with the idea of having one single platform for CRM, for marketing, for managing inventory, order tracking, invoicing, accounting, payment processing. And then I realized the downfall of Zoho, which is that it's not very user-friendly. It's not intuitive to set up. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what applications I needed. I didn't know how to set them up to talk to each other in the way I wanted. I felt that a really good, solid understanding of Zoho's products was necessary to get set up. Not to mention that I was realizing I wanted a lot of features and customizations and coding that wasn't available out of the box. So rather than spending countless hours watching YouTube tutorials and sitting on support calls, if that would have even been effective, I decided to hire an expert. And I'm so glad I did. I reached out to the Catalyst group. They're based in Arizona. They had our system set up and running in a few weeks. They made just an enormous amount of customizations to make sure that the system did exactly what I wanted, to be as efficient as possible, and spent countless hours on the phone with me learning my business and what was important to me. So I'm going to give you a demo of that system now, and I'm going to try to keep things high level, but I am happy to answer questions and talk about details for anyone who is interested. So let's get started. I am going to show you now the Zoho CRM app. So what I'm going to say continually about Zoho is that it is incredibly customizable. And what you're looking at now is the dashboard in the CRM that consists of various widgets. And these widgets are all customizable based on the information you want to see at a glance when you log into your system. So what you're seeing on my screen are custom orders. So these are orders that I've put in through the deals module, which I'm going to show you. And I just want to be able to see at what stage I'm at and where things are at with my various orders. I want to see my open sales orders. These are integrated over from the inventory program. And I want to see my to-do list. So these are integrated over from the activities module here, which we'll get into, and they can be associated with an account, or it can show you calendar events. And then Catalyst set up this little process for me to log back orders so that I can see if there's any products outstanding that I need to make or order in order to fulfill sales orders that are out. So let's jump into accounts. This is where you're going to store all of your contacts with your accounts. Like right now I'm showing you all of my retailers. I've put in other account types like leads, stationary professionals, reps, custom clients, and vendors and things like that. So right now it's just filtered to show retailers. You have all these options to filter by all this information. You can filter by the account type. You can filter by maybe you want to see retailers in a certain state, or you want to see leads in a certain state. And you can do all that by running these different filters to see different lists. The other great thing is that, again, customizable. This screen is all customizable. When I tell it that I want to see my retailers, I've also told it what information from their account that I want to see. And you can change that. I have it to see the account name, phone, website, the last time we've had activity, but maybe you want to see your the shipping address, maybe you want to see state, maybe you want to see the rep that's associated with that account. So you can customize your screen to see whatever it is you want to see in these different views. So let's go into an account. because it's really amazing what you can see just from going into the account. So I've pulled up Acme Gift because they've placed a recent order and I've had recent email conversations with them. And I want to just show you how that all kind of plays into this screen. So here in their screen, I can see my contact. I can see all this account information that I've customized. So this is all stuff I had Catalyst put in. I wanted to be able to see the rep. I wanted to see if I've sent samples. I wanted to see what the latest catalog they have is, their retail license. And the other really awesome thing that Catalyst coded for me was, so accounts are companies that you work with, and then contacts are the individuals at those companies. So when I went to enter a contact associated with the account, it was asking again for their website, their phone number, their physical address, and I didn't want to have to enter that again. So they set up this little field I could tick to tell it to transfer all that information over to the contact so that I didn't have to put it in twice. So on top of seeing all the typical contact information you would see, you also have the ability to log notes on the account, maybe things that you want to have, information you want to have available to you when you pull them up. And then you can also see your contacts. You can see emails you've exchanged. So this is super cool because I'm integrated with Gmail and I can actually go through here. I can see all the email conversations that we've had and I can read the email without having to leave the system and log into my Gmail. So it's a really nice way to get a great glance view of everything that's going on with this account. I can see tasks that I've logged with this account. So I can see events, like calendar events. So if I had a to-do associated with them or if I had a meeting scheduled with them, they would show up here. And then integrated over from the finance platform, I can see their sales orders, invoices, and then I can also see their packages that are out, which is really cool. If they were to send me an email or give me a call and ask about that, I can just quickly pull up their account and give them tracking information. So that is great. I love that this is all customizable and you can see everything here without having to go to other places to do it. I'm going to skip over contacts in the interest of time. As I said, those are the individuals at the accounts that you have contact with. Deals is really cool. I found that it was really effective for custom orders. So you can set up these different stages. When I was doing this manually, I was constantly saving emails and setting up reminders of what I needed to do for a specific custom order. And this way I can see them all on one screen and then I can see what stage they're at. And I've set these all up to match my process. So, consult calls, contract, if it's in proofing, if it's in printing, and if it's been shipped and fulfilled. So I have that information available at any time as well as the contact information with that customer if I need to send them questions. And if I wanted to, it has similar things here so I can see our emails and I can see any open sales orders or invoices. So the activities tab, this takes you to, it's basically a way to sort of log your to-do list, but you can associate it to accounts so that again, you see it on that screen. Or you can just have general activities that you need to get done. And also you can integrate in with your Google Calendar. So that way when you add an item to Google, you will see it here. And if you add an item here, you will see it in Google. And then reports, just really robust reporting. You can run a report on just about anything you can imagine. Sales by product, sales by customer, purchase orders out to vendors. All these different metrics that are really useful to monitoring things. And then Catalyst set up reports specific for me. They set up this whole reps module. So I can go in here into this reps module. I can see all my reps. I can see all the accounts associated with those reps. I can see the orders that they've placed, their history, and then when the invoices are paid, it will automatically transfer that information over to the reporting so that I can run monthly commission reports without ever doing that work manually. So that is super cool too, to have that all taken care of, again, within the same system and again, eliminating manual work. And then I have my vendors so that I can see who I am ordering from and any purchase orders outstanding to them. And then I can see an at a glance of some of the information in Zoho Finance, which consists of the inventory and accounting programs that I'm going to show you the inventory program now. So with that, we will jump over to inventory. So inventory is basically a way to track your inventory, both the items that you sell and the items that you buy. And then it's also a way to track your sales orders, invoices, and shipments to make sure everything is going out and you're staying on top of everything. So this has been really amazing already. I can show you items first. Okay, so composite items, the way I think about this, composite items are the things I make, and then items are the things that I buy that go into making that composite item. So for example, we'll go to this card. Here's our hippie birthday card. You can see it here. And I can see a lot of information already on this screen. I can see the item, I can see the SKU, I can see the wholesale price. I've added a custom feature so that I can run reports on ink colors. If I'm printing a certain ink color and I want to know all the cards that are in that ink color and how many of them I have, so I know how many to print that day. That's just a really cool feature that Catalyst helped me set up that's specific to me and has already been super useful. And then I can see my asset accounts. I can see what marketplace channels that this item is available on. And here I can see my stock. So this stock changes based on the items when they go out in order. And then it also changes when I get new items in. And that's where the difference between composite items and items comes in. So I don't really get this item in, I'm making it. I'm making it from a folded cotton piece of paper, an envelope, and a sleeve. So I can't just order this item, I have to make it, but I can order the items that make it up. So there's the A2 sleeve, there's the persimmon envelope, and there's the folder. So if I were to make more of these items, like let's say I had an employee sleeve 200 of these for me, I would tell Zoho that I boxed it. This is what Zoho considers boxing, because you're boxing up the various component items to make your composite item. So if I say got 200 back, I would say I got 200, and then it would know to increase that amount by 200. But what it's also doing is it's decreasing the amount of the sleeves, the persimmon envelopes, and the folders by 200. So this is all just happening automatically, and at any given time I know exactly how many cards I have, and I know exactly how many envelopes I have in every color, how many folders I have, how many sleeves I have, because it's tracking all of that. So that's been really, really cool and something I was doing manually. And when you do that, it's the weird little things that slip. Like you forgot to order tags that go with a certain item that you make. You knew you had all those items, an order came in, you thought you could fulfill the order, and then you realized you didn't have the tag. So now you have to wait to ship the order until you order the tag and get the tag in. It's just those kinds of frustrating things. So you can associate any kind of item that goes into making it that you want to keep track of, and you can set the reorder level both for your own items and for the items that you order, so that if it hits a certain level, it'll send you a reminder and you know that you need to order that, so you can be much more proactive about that. And that's been really helpful. From the screen, I can also see the transactions that this item was in. I can see the boxing and unboxing details that we just did, and I'm actually going to delete that so I don't forget. And then I can see the history of the item, when it's been updated, how many boxings have been done, and that kind of stuff. So we'll go into sales orders now. So sales orders is where I'm putting in orders that come in through email and reps and things like that, and I am entering them here, and I'm creating a sales order. This is actually part of the process I didn't used to do. And it's really nice because when I get an order from a store via email, it's sort of an informal list of SKUs. I have something I can send them back to say, hey, got your order. Here's what it looks like. Here's your total. We'll add the shipping cost when it ships. And it's just a really nice looking professional response to an order. So that's been really cool. And then what you'll do after you enter this order in is you will create a package. And I'm going to actually delete this one and start over so you can see the process. So you have your sales orders in, you're ready to pull it from the shelf. So you're going to create a package. And Zoho is going to tell you the stock you have on hand, the stock that they ordered, so you know that you have enough to fulfill that order. And if you didn't have enough to fulfill the order, it would give you an alert. And it wouldn't, it would, I guess you could overwrite it and ship the order, but you would know that you need to either order something or make something. And then this is nice little packing list that it creates. If you wanted to put this in the order, you could. You could also give it to the employee that packs orders for you, and she has a handy little packing slip to pull orders and get them ready for shipment. And it happens to not have financial information, which could be nice, but you could customize it to have whatever you wanted. And so after the order is pulled, it's ready to ship, you're going to ship, and I'm going to show you how to ship via a carrier that you've integrated with. I have negotiated some rates with UPS. I like using them. They're available. They have an available integration with Zoho. So does FedEx, so does DHL, so does a ton of other carriers. The one holdout is the post office, and I talked to Zoho, and they did say that the post office integration is supposed to come out with the next few months, so that'll be really great too. So I'll go in here. It can even verify the address for me. I'm going to hit save and continue. I'm going to put in the parcel type. I'm going to put in the weight. I'm going to schedule a pickup if I need to, and then put in the value, get my rates, and print the shipping label, all from here, all from Zoho, without ever leaving and never entering the address again. So after sales orders, the other feature I want, before I forget, this view, again, customizable. This is my custom view, but what I wanted to see when I look at my sales order screen is the upcoming shipment date, the customer, whether it's been invoiced, packed, and shipped. And you'll notice a difference here between the blue and green dots. These orders have been shipped but not delivered. The green dots indicate that the order has been delivered. And it's doing that automatically by integrating with UPS. So it's automatically tracking the order at a given time. And you could also you could go into the order, you could go into the package and check out the shipping information and whether it's been shipped and whether it's been delivered. So you could just update the status. So okay, that's one that's just been dropped off. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you in sales orders. Packages is just an at-a-glance view of what needs to be shipped, what has been shipped, and what has been delivered. The invoices screen will show you outstanding invoices, if they're overdue, and how many days they're due. You can send reminders, typical things like that. So purchase orders I want to show you because it's something I wasn't used to. I would just, for example, this is for WasteNot, I would just go onto the WasteNot website and I would order my envelopes. And the benefit of issuing a purchase order through Zoho is it's going to automatically track the inventory with respect to that item. So if I issue the purchase order, and I don't actually have to send this to WasteNot, I can still go on the website and order and just issue this internally, or I could send it on over to a vendor and issue a formal purchase order. So once I have the purchase order in the system, for example, for pool envelopes, Persimmon, Peacock, once I tell it that the package has been received, so when I get the delivery, I can go in here and I could say that the package has been received, and it will now automatically know to increase my pool envelopes, to increase my Persimmon envelopes by the amount that I ordered. And I can tell it if I got more, if I got less, if something was back ordered, if it was partially received, which was the case in this particular purchase order, because I'm still waiting on some envelopes that were back ordered. And then when that shipment comes in, I'll go in, I'll tell it I got it, and it will update that item by that amount. So that's pretty cool too, something I was not tracking. And then you'll see here bills. That's where you can let it know that you received the bill from this vendor and it's paid. And it's a nice little way to kind of balance your books so that when you get the charge in from your credit card on the Books platform, you'll be able to see that charge was related to that bill. And then you'll see various integrations. I mentioned all the shipping channels that are available, different marketplace apps that you can integrate, different shopping cart apps that you can integrate in from your website if you use Shopify, for example, so that it's also bringing in the orders from those sites as a sales order, and it's deducting the inventory so that it knows how many cards you have. And and different payment processors and so on. You can play around in here. And then we talked about the very robust reporting that's available. So I am not going to open the accounting program, but I will just mention that it's a typical double entry, robust accounting program. And that I would say it's similar to QuickBooks, and you can customize your own chart of accounts. It has all the available accounting reports that you could need. It links up with your bank account and credit cards and all that stuff so that you can categorize things as they come in and try to simplify that process and make it easier. The other thing I'll mention is that while I did have the upfront cost of working with the Catalyst group to get the system set up, that was justifiable, especially because the Zoho pricing is $30 per month per employee. So it's really affordable, and it gives you access to not only the apps that I've showed you, but a slew of other Zoho apps that I have yet to look into, but that sound pretty exciting, like Form Writer, customizing forms that you can send to customers, scanning business cards that automatically add them to your account, putting live chat on your website, capturing leads from your website through various forms and adding them to mailing lists. And also Zoho has, which I've kind of hinted at, but Zoho has Zoho Campaigns, which is very comparable to MailChimp. So now you also have a platform under which you can do your email marketing and not have to manage another program or cost of another program. So that is it. I am happy to, again, answer any questions about my experience or hook you up with the real experts at Catalyst Group. You can also feel free to reach out to them directly if you want to talk with them more about setting up a system. They've actually put together a pre-priced package specifically for the stationery industry based on the experience of setting this up for me, so you can ask them about that. Thank you so much.